Hey Pokemon fans, it's TheJWittz, and welcome back to Pokemon Fact of the Day. Today I'm bringing back one of my favorite old series, weird and creepy Pokédex entries. But today, with a special twist, we're doing only new Pokemon that were introduced in Generation 6 with the Kalos region. Now I know what you're thinking, this is the smallest region of all time. There's only around 70 Pokemon total. How could I possibly find enough weird or creepy Pokédex entries to fill a whole video? But trust me, they're out there, including some of the weirdest and some of the creepiest Pokédex entries we've seen to date. Let's check it out.
Let's start things off with a segment that I like to call the X and Y Power Metaphor Battle, where we figure out which Pokemon is the strongest based on that Pokemon's absurd Pokédex metaphor. Starting things off is Pangoro, who has the strength to snap a telephone pole in half. And believe it or not, he's the weakest metaphor in the list. Then comes Tyrant, who has enough strength in his jaws to tear up an automobile. I swear that sounds so familiar. Next up is Dragolge, whose poison is strong enough to eat through the hull of a tankard. But move over, Seahorse, because somehow Goodra, with arms that look like this, can throw a punch equivalent to 100 pro boxers. And I know what you're thinking. Does this mean that Goodra is 100 times stronger than Hitmonchan? No. Hitmonchan is just possessed by the spirit of a pro boxer, and throws punches at the speed of a bullet train. And finally, to conclude our metaphor battle, we reach our final competitors. Meowstic can grind a 10-ton truck to dust with its psychic power. So we take one of these, and poof! That escalated quickly. But the winner of the battle goes to Chestnut, who is powerful enough to flip a 50-ton tank. Compared to Meowstic, that's 5 times the stuff. Chestnut is our champion. But weird metaphors in the Pokédex don't stop at just power. Just look at Slurpuff. Its sense of smell is 100 million times better than a human's, so even the faintest scent tells it about everything in the area. It's like it can see with its nose! I love this Pokédex entry for 2 reasons. 1. 100 million. I just love how Pokédex entries throw big numbers around all the time for effect. But 2, this Pokédex entry has an exclamation point! Whoever wrote this one into the dex just must have been really excited when they learned about Slurpuff and its nose. As far as I know, there are only 4 other Pokemon with an exclamation point somewhere in their dex entry, and Slurpuff is the only Kalos region Pokemon that I found that gets the treatment. But by far the most hilarious weird X and Y Pokédex entry, in my opinion, is Klefki. These key collectors threaten any attackers by fiercely jiggling their keys at them. Never have I heard of a more hilarious defense mechanism. And now we move beyond the world of fun, weird entries into the creepy section of the X and Y decks. Leading us off is Dragolge again, but this time it's dex entry from Y. When ships wander into its area, they never reappear. Wait a second. Think I've heard that one before. Somewhere. Recently. Can't remember exactly where though. Then there's Honedge. In both its X and Y entries, we learned that the sword possessed by a spirit of a dead warrior drains the life energy of humans that it touches. I've seen so much fan art of trainers and other Pokemon and whoever holding Honedge in their hands like a sword. But what that fan art doesn't show us is that everyone holding a Honedge by the hilt kind of dies. Speaking of dying, there's nothing like a little phantom to ruin your day. According to old tales, these Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died while lost in the forest? That's just sad. It's implied that many of the ghost Pokemon out there are dead people. That's kind of what ghosts are. But specifically children? Not cool, Game Freak. In Japanese culture, the idea of tree spirits, or Kodama, are pretty common. In the Zelda game Ocarina of Time, humans who get stuck in the Lost Woods can become either Skull Kids or Stelphos. But in Four Swords Adventures, Deku Scrubs, little possessed trees, apparently can come from lost travelers in the Lost Woods as well. Lost in the forest, possessed tree, unusually adorable. Think we might have a couple Zelda fans over at Game Freak. Because it's just a Game Freak rule that ghosts be creepy, is Gourgeist. It unwraps its prey with its hair-like arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey. Ugh. It's just one thing to inflict pain, and a completely other thing to enjoy inflicting pain. Just the thought of Gourgeist laughing maniacally while crushing you is pretty gross. Heck, even the phrase hair-like arms is gross. I love Halloween. I love jack-o'-lanterns. But Gourgeist? Dude, you need to have this behavior checked. Then comes Malamar, who really is something special. It lures prey close with hypnotic motions, then wraps tentacles around it before finishing it off with digestive fluids. Can it be? I believe we found it! The holy trinity of creepy Pokédex entries. We have the hypnosis from the long-standing creepy Pokemon Hypno, tentacles like Tentacruel, and digestive fluids like Victory Bell. There might be grosser descriptions out there, more detailed, but I have never seen a single Pokédex entry cover so many creepy elements all in one. Congratulations, Malamar! You've created a new golden standard of creepy that all Generation 7 Pokemon will have to compete with.
Thanks for watching today's video. If you liked it, you can click this button up here to subscribe to my channel and learn when my new videos are coming out. Now, I just finished everything in the video except for this live action segment here, and I realized I forgot a fan favorite. I'm sorry. Esper over here, despite his cute demeanor, can actually fire beams out of his ears up to 300 feet away. It's not quite dissolving trucks like its evolved form, but let's be serious here. Does he need a creepy Pokédex entry? Just look at those eyes. Those menacing eyes. So yeah, I guess you guys can you can go subscribe to my channel, watch some more of my videos. You can leave, watch a ton of other things on YouTube. I hear that there are lots of videos on there. Or we could just sit here and enjoy our time together.